What your favorite Lies of P weapon says about you. The 7-coil spring sword. You definitely prefer great swords in almost every single RPG you play. You most likely exclusively use the Claymore in the Soulsborne series for most of your playthrough. Some call you basic, but you enjoy the classics. Or maybe you also just like the Fable art because it reminds you of the blasphemous blades Ash of War from Elden Ring. The etiquette. Oh, you were definitely the type of kid who pretended their umbrella was a sword, or got one of those umbrellas that had a katana handle. You like rapiers, but decided the regular rapier wasn't cool enough, so you decided to do fencing with a literal parasol. And at least once during your playthrough, you've yelled out, "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!" Like, there's no doubt about it. You're a goddamn liar if you say otherwise. The Holy Sword of the Ark. You probably heard about this weapon before unlocking it and thought it sounded really cool because you assumed it would be like Ludwig's Holy Blade, or maybe even the Holy Moonlight Sword. However, when you did unlock it, you saw how most of the hits for this weapon land in 2 to 3 business days, minus federal holidays, so you almost exclusively use this weapon in glaive form. The Trident of the Covenant. You like tridents. That's all I really know what to say here, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a cool weapon, but yeah, I've got nothing. Wait a minute. You want to be like Aquaman or Undyne because, you know, they... okay, yeah, this isn't funny. On to the next one. The Puppet Ripper. Either you're a massive sucker for scythes because you want to use a literal farmer's tool as a weapon and feel like a fucking badass reaper, or because one of your favorite things to do is use the charged heavy attack with this weapon to clear a whole room of enemies because holy shit, the range on this weapon is insane. Actually, let me wind back a bit. It's insane how this weapon almost has no range with its light attacks and a ton of range with its heavy attacks. The best way I can describe it is this weapon feels like if Zasalamel's scythe had a bastard child with Ivy's whipblade from Soul Calibur. The Frozen Feast. Okay, let's not bullshit ourselves. Nobody actually uses this weapon aside from using it to unlock the Red Fox outfit. And if you did happen to unlock this weapon, you legitimately hate yourself because why would you choose this weapon over one of the best amulets in the game? What's wrong with you? The Two-Dragon Sword. You definitely call this weapon a katana because you have no idea what a huando is, if I'm even saying that right. And when you pick this up and heard it's one of the most powerful weapons in the game, you assumed that it would be something like the Rivers of Blood or the Moonveil where it had a fuck you I win button, but it turns out with the gimmick of this weapon, you actually have to get good at parrying because this weapon requires really good timing in order to pull off the heavy attack parries just right, so practice on the tied up puppets in Hotel Krat to just get it right. Seriously, the amount of times I've died trying to properly parry on bosses is too many to count. Although, in my defense, I suck ass at the game. The Ouroboros' Eye. You were unbelievably pissed when you found out that you basically just got a serrated hula hoop rather than Loxasia's sword after killing her. I mean, you eventually got your wish in the Overture DLC, but you still decided to go with this weapon for some reason. Maybe you like the unique aspect of it, maybe the Fable arts was cool to you or something, or maybe you just wanted the average makeshift weapon in England. I don't know. The Noblesse Oblige. You definitely use a pure strength build in the Soulsborne games and make a lot of unga bunga jokes. Maybe in those games you strip down your character to nothing but a loincloth and just go to town with your big unga bunga club. But you can't really do that in Lies of P. Well, not without going to Nexus mods, of course. The Proof of Humanity. You're a sucker for dual-wielding swords, and the fact that this is technically the only weapon that involves dual-wielding aside from the Death Talons, specifically when you use heavy attacks, which also you end up missing a lot because the wind-up is pretty long. This weapon is for you. You also decided to use this weapon for your second playthrough since you decided to just say fuck it and invest equally both in motivity and technique, making a quality build because why the hell not? Unless you're a dumbass that decided to give Geppetto your heart on your first playthrough, in which case, Lamau. The Golden Lie. When you unlock this weapon by lying more than the average politician and ripped it off of Carlo's nose on his painting, you thought being able to use Pinocchio's nose as a literal bow staff was the funniest shit ever. And if you have the classic Pinocchio outfit from pre-ordering the game or using cheats, you definitely use this costume alongside it, and you probably gained a six-pack from seeing the loading screen say "now lying" as Pinocchio's nose was the loading bar, and let's be honest, most of us thought it was funny as fuck too. The Azure Crescent Glaive, aka the Wolong crossover weapon. You like polearms, but a specific type of polearms. The one where you can pull off sick counters or spin to win. You enjoy slashing-based polearms like this one, and if you started playing Lies of P after February of 2024 when the Wolong crossover event happened, you probably wondered why the hell the game decided to give you one of the most OP weapons right from the get-go, but hey, you're not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. And there's probably a few of you that didn't even realize this weapon was from Wolong or haven't even played it, which is understandable if you're on PC considering how many people couldn't even run it properly. The Royal Horn Bow. You use this weapon to take out mobs from a distance because it's pretty good at drawing aggro from afar. Well, I say afar loosely considering the bow's shit range. And if you use this weapon in boss fights, either you're a masochist or you wanted to see what it looked like on P during the nameless puppet transition cutscene. He fucking cuts it. He cuts his head off with the fucking bow. This looks so fucking goofy. But regardless, you love bows. You love nothing more than picking off your enemies with arrows than slashing at them with a blade, like Legolas, or Hawkeye, or Ted Kaczynski if he wasn't fucking around. The Death's Talons. This may be stating the obvious, but you like to pretend you're Wolverine when using these weapons. I haven't really used these weapons as much as I would have liked as the others, so yeah, that's all I got. The Pale Knight. You're a fan of Final Fantasy VIII. You love Squall Leonhardt. You blast the Final Fantasy VIII battle theme when using this weapon, and if you play FF14 and main Gunbreaker, you're probably waiting for a mod that ports this gun over. And you definitely use the Cataclysm Legion arm alongside this weapon because you've already got a gun blade, why wouldn't you have a gun arm too? The Monad Rose Saber. I swear to God, if I see another damn Virgil meme reference with this weapon's fable arts, I'm gonna frickin' lose it. I am the storm that is approaching. Sorry. What? It's a catchy song. But yeah, this weapon is also super fun as well. It's basically the puppet saber, like the one you start with, but on steroids. But yeah, that about wraps it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Everything here was just for lols. And stay tuned for more content pertaining to Lies of P, other Soulsborne games, or just if you like my content in general. I will see you guys later. Love you all. Umbruhh out.